Making headlines this hour, government data shows state revenue has reached $1.99 billion this year, reflecting the combined impact of tax reforms and a strong rebound in tourism. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammed Amin announces that the government will soon require that all airline sales agency roles be reserved exclusively for companies fully owned by Maldivian nationals. And the former president and special envoy of the president of the Maldives, Dr. Muhammad Wahid Hassan, meets with the Deputy Secretary General for Political Affairs of the European External Action Service on the sidelines of the Global Tourism Forum annual meeting. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiza Abdusattar. Now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohamed Moise officially declares Sunday, November 2nd, a government holiday in the Maldives, extending a weekend break to provide public servants with an uninterrupted period of leave. The President's declaration aims to facilitate a longer, continuous holiday period around the upcoming Victory Day. While 3rd November is already observed annually as a public holiday, President Dr. Moise's decision to designate 2nd November as non-working ensures employees can enjoy an extended respite. Following these consecutive holidays starting from 31st October, government offices and institutions are slated to reopen on Tuesday, 4th November. Maldives Victory Day, celebrated every year on 3rd November, holds deep national significance. It commemorates a pivotal moment in the nation's history, a decisive defeat of the 1988 coup attempt when foreign mercenaries launched an attack on the capital, Male. The day serves as a powerful reminder of the nation's resilience and sovereignty. The former president and special envoy of the president of the Maldives, Dr. Muhammad Wahid Hassan, meets with the Deputy Secretary General for Political Affairs of the European External Action Service, EEAS, Olaf Skog, on the sidelines of the Global Tourism Forum annual meeting 2025. During the meeting, Dr. Wahid reaffirmed the Maldives' steadfast commitment to good governance, democracy, and sustainable development. He expressed appreciation for the European Union's long-standing partnership and continued support to the Maldives in areas such as governance and security cooperation. In response, Deputy Secretary General emphasized the importance of regional peace and stability, noting its broader implications for the European Union, and conveyed optimism about exploring new avenues of collaboration through multilateral platforms. Concluding the meeting, both sides reaffirmed their shared commitment to strengthening Maldives' EU relations and advancing mutual interest and global priorities. And now we'll take a short break for Isha prayers. Stay tuned.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدًا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقامًا محمودًا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Wazifying hodanita. November 6 ashaka Central Park na Vara Expo ya ziyaret kollakin on the spot wazify ka kurimatlumge fursat libigendan.
See you sooner of our expo.
Welcome back to PSM News in English, and now we'll continue with the news. Government data shows the state's revenue has reached $1.99 billion this year, reflecting the combined impact of tax reforms and a strong rebound in tourism. The Ministry of Finance and Planning reported that cumulative revenue and grants stood at $1.99 billion as of 16th October, an 8.5% increase from the same period last year. The figures are published in the Ministry's weekly Fiscal Development Report, detail both revenue and expenditure trends. Tax receipts formed the backbone of this growth, generating $1.49 billion or 75.1% of total revenue and grants. Overall tax and non-tax revenue rose by 9.6% during the period. Adjustments to tax rates produced striking results. Collections from the green tax more than doubled, rising 105.3% from a year earlier. Revenue from the departure tax also climbed, increasing by 56.4%. Tourism's momentum reinforced these gains. Income from the airport development fee rose by 61.0% year on year, supported by a 10% increase in tourist arrivals. More than 1.7 million visitors have been recorded so far in 2025. Non-tax revenue added a further strength with higher collections from the land acquisition and conversion fee, lease period extension fee, and resort rent. The government also expanded its strategic reserves. Deposits into the Sovereign Development Fund rose by 45.3%, reaching $103.77 million. Measured against annual targets, revenue collection has outpaced expectations. The ministry said 77.1% of projected revenue and grants for the year, based on the 2025 budget passed by Parliament, has already been secured. Expenditure reached 62.0% of the annual allocation during the same period. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammad Amin announces that the government will soon require that all airline sales agency roles be reserved exclusively for companies fully owned by Maldivian nationals. The regulation, expected to be gazetted shortly, will mandate that only fully Maldivian-owned entities may act as the sales representatives for airlines operating in the country. The measure will apply to general sales agents, passenger sales agents, and cargo sales agents, restructuring how international carriers market and manage their services in the Maldives. The minister said the initiative was being carried out under the direct guidance of President Dr. Mohamed Moise. The policy is regarded as the fulfillment of a long-standing expectation among domestic firms already active in the aviation sector. The government has presented the reform as a way to ensure that the financial benefits of the aviation industry remain within the domestic economy. Minister Amin said that the business and economic advantages derived from air transport sales must accrue directly to Maldivian enterprises, thereby strengthening the national economy. By limiting intermediary roles of local firms, officials expect local businesses to expand their operations and consolidate their role in the sector. The localization of sales agencies is also part of a broader strategy to advance the country's air transport industry. Central to this effort is the modernization and expansion of aviation infrastructure nationwide. At Wellara International Airport, a new terminal built to international standards has recently been completed. Designed to accommodate up to 7 million passengers annually, the facility significantly increases the nation's capacity to manage rising air traffic. The government is also investing in the national airline Maldivian. The carrier introduced a new wide-body aircraft into the fleet this year and is pursuing the acquisition of additional wide-body jets to expand its long-haul services. Beyond the capital's main hub, new airports are under construction in several regions and existing facilities are being modernized. Officials maintain that these projects are being carried out with the integration of the most advanced resources and amenities available. The Election Commission of Maldives (ECM) affirms its commitment to conducting the upcoming referendum in Ado City within legal frameworks to maintain public confidence in the electoral system. A high-level ECM delegation, including its chairman Mohammad Zahid, is currently in Ado to finalize preparations for the crucial vote of the potential removal of Fedu, Midu and Huludu from the Ado City Council's jurisdiction. The ECM team held a comprehensive meeting with the Ado City Council, including Mayor Ali Nizar and Hitadu Council members, to brief them on the referendum process. During the meeting, Zahid emphasized that this vote marks a significant first under the newly enacted Public Referendum Act, assuring all parties that the proceedings would strictly adhere to the rule of law. He also underscored the importance of broad public participation in the vote, which is scheduled for this Saturday. Mayor Ali Nizar expressed his confidence in the ECM, citing its track record in previous elections and pledged to respect the outcome of the referendum, whatever the public decides. He also took the opportunity to share various concerns regarding voting arrangements with the Commission, which were addressed during the meeting. Beyond the City Council, the ECM is engaging with relevant authorities, with initial meetings already held in Fedu to ensure all stakeholders are informed about the Commission's efforts. Prior to Saturday's poll, extensive awareness sessions and various outreach efforts are planned for Fedu, Midu and Huludu to ensure voters are well informed. The inaugural vote under the newly enacted General Referendum Act will seek the views of residents in Ado's Huludu, Midu and Fedu wards regarding a proposed change in the composition of the Ado City Council. Volvo Cars reports a small rise in adjusted profit for the third quarter, despite tariffs and tough competition, as a drastic cost-cutting program delivered faster than expected. The group, which is based in Sweden but majority owned by China's Geely Holdings, said operating profit before restructuring cost totaled $627 million in July-September, against a year earlier $616 million, despite a 7% sales drop, with fully electric cars still accounting for less than a quarter of sales. Profitability, however, improved from the second quarter, and analysts at JPM said in a note to clients that profits were above market expectations. Håkan Samuelsson, a former CEO, was brought back this year as chief executive to help revive Volvo Cars' low share price. He has since launched a cost-cutting program, slashing 3,000 jobs, pulled earnings guidance and slowed down investments. The carmaker's gross margin widened to 24.4% from the previous quarter's 17.7%. Samuelsson told Reuters that was due to the best-selling XC60 model getting a facelift as well as big savings thanks to increased cooperation with Geely's supply chain and the cost-cutting program. Unilever's third quarter underlying sales growth tops market expectations, driven by its beauty products across North America and emerging markets, and kept its annual outlook unchanged. Unilever, owner of Dove soap and Hellmann's mayonnaise, over the past few years has turned its focus to high-margin premium products through innovation and acquisitions, particularly in beauty and personal care, while looking to grow in key markets, India and the United States. Like its consumer goods peers, it is also streamlining its business, cutting costs and aiming to bolster margins under new CEO Fernando Fernandes, as it faces weak consumer sentiment and economic uncertainty. This week, Unilever delayed the spin-off of its Magnum-led ice cream business, originally scheduled for November 10th due to the US government shutdown. It gave no update on the timing on Thursday, beyond reiterating that it expects to complete the spin-off by year-end. Unilever said it remained ahead of a plan in delivering $927 million in savings, and it expects a lower restructuring cost of about 1.2% of turnover in 2025. Ambassador and permanent Palestinian representative to international organizations in the Netherlands, Ammar Hijazi, says in The Hague that the World Court draws a clear line on Israel's obligations in occupied territories. The International Court of Justice on Wednesday gave an advisory opinion saying that Israel is under the obligation to ensure the basic needs of the civilian population in Gaza are met.
Because we know, as everyone here will be asking, that Israel will not oblige and will not uphold these responsibilities as were delineated by the court. So the responsibility are on those member states and the international community to uphold these values and oblige Israel, bring Israel into compliance to these laws. And there are so many tools. It is not time to take a step back, it's time to take more steps forward. And this is exactly what the court said today in relation to upholding Israel to these standards and these violations.
The panel of 11 judges added Israel is forced to support relief efforts provided by the United Nations in the Gaza Strip and its entities, including UNRWA, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East. Advisory opinions of the ICJ, also known as the World Court, carry legal and political weight, but they are not binding and the court has no enforcement power. The opinion, which was requested by the UN General Assembly in December, clarified the protections states must provide for UN staff and is expected to have effects beyond the Gaza conflict. In an earlier 2024 advisory opinion, the ICJ found that Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories is illegal and should end immediately. The court also said that Israel had human rights obligations to the Palestinians because of its position as an occupying power. Japan's Daiki Hashimoto captures his third consecutive men's individual all-around crown at the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships, a feat previously accomplished only by compatriot Kohei Uchimura. The 24-year-old tallied 85.131 points to edge out China's Zhang Boheng, who took silver with 84.333, while Switzerland's Neuschrift climbed a surprise bronze on 82.831. Hashimoto, who claimed gold at the Tokyo Games and world titles in 2022 and 2023, returned to form in the Indonesian capital after a disappointing sixth-place finish at last year's Paris Games when a finger injury hampered his performance. The final produced a tense showdown between Hashimoto, reigning Olympic champion Shinosuke Oka, and Olympic silver medalist Zhang. The three traded places throughout the evening, separated by slim margins on the scoreboard. From John Lennon's glasses to Noel Gallagher's guitars, an array of music memorabilia is set to go under the hammer this week in a sale estimated to raise more than $4.03 million. Prop Store, an auction house that specializes in entertainment memorabilia, is offering more than 550 lots in its two-day music live auction taking place in London. Among those are more than 150 Oasis items, including handwritten lyrics and instruments, led by Noel Gallagher's 160 Red Gibson ES355 guitar, which his brother Liam famously damaged during a row on the night the band broke up in 2009. Singer Liam targeted the guitar, which is being offered with an estimate of 250,000 to 500,000 pounds at a Paris festival just before Oasis were due to perform in one of the brothers' well-publicized feuds. Noel quit the band, but the brothers put more than 16 years of acrimony behind them earlier this year when they kicked off a reunion tour in July. Other Oasis memorabilia includes Noel Gallagher's Techemin FP460SC acoustic guitar used to record 1995 hit Wonderwall, as well as his handwritten lyrics for every song on all 7 Oasis studio albums.
It's the biggest Oasis collection of music memorabilia to ever come to market anywhere in the world, and that's over £1 million. The highlight of that is 2 Oasis guitars. At £250,000 as a starting bid, we've got Noel Gallagher's Gibson ES355 with the breakup guitar, as it was called originally, because Liam smashed it in 2009 in Paris. Noel jumped in a taxi, and that was it for 16 years. So now in 2025, we've dubbed it the reunion guitar.
Other sale highlights include Lennon's tinted prescription glasses worn in 1973 to 1974 during his 18-month lost weekend period when he had a relationship with employee May Pang. Also on offer are a white fedora Michael Jackson worn his Smooth Criminal music video and Elvis Presley's Grand Prize sunglasses. There are also Jimi Hendrix handwritten lyrics for Straight Ahead, as well as an array of photographs of music stars and other items. And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant time ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Mimhoge Sawiswa Hukurduoga Bevuma Hamajefawa, Dirag road race ga traffic flow Hamajefawa Goi. Midum Kamiab Kamayaku